In this lab, we're going to be talking about group policy processing. First, we're going to go down to Start, and we're going to go to Search, and we're going to type in Edit Group Policy. We're going to go to the Configuration and open up Administrative Templates. Go to Desktop, and go to Desktop. Now we're going to go to Desktop Wallpaper, and click on it. And now we're going to enable it. And we're going to set the wallpaper name to //marshtown/wallpaper/local-group-policy.bmp, and I'm going to go ahead and type that in. Now we're going to select the wallpaper style to stretch, and we're going to click OK. Now we're going to go to Desktop, and we're going to go to Remove Recycle Bin icon from Desktop, and we're going to select Enable, and we're going to click OK. We're going to close out Local Group Policy Editor. I'm going to log off and log back on. As you can tell, there is no recycling bin and the wallpaper has changed. And now we're going to go to Start, and we're going to go to Administrative Tools and go to Group Policy Management. Now we're going to expand the class2050.com forest and expand domains and expand class2050.com. We're going to right click Group Policy Objects, and we're going to go to New, and we're going to type in Marshtown Proxy Server. We're going to click OK. We're going to go to Sites and right click and go to Show Site to select Marshtown and click OK. We're going to go to Main Wide Group Policy and right click and go to Edit. We're going to go to Policies. We're going to go to Administrative Templates. We're going to go to Desktop. We're going to go to Desktop Wallpaper. We're going to Enable, and we're going to type in //marshtown/wallpaper/domain-wide-user.bmp, and I'm going to go ahead and type that in. But I'm finished typing it in. We're going to go to the wallpaper style, and we're going to go to Stretch, and we're going to click OK. We're going to go to the control panel. Now we're going to go to prohibit access to the control panel in PC settings, and we're going to click Enable, and we're going to click OK. And now we're going to close out, and now we're going to log off and log back on. And now we're going to go to Tools and Server Manager and go to Active Directory Users and Computers. Now we're going to go to Marshtown, and we're going to right click, and we're going to go to New and go to Organizational Unit, and we're going to type in Control Panel, and we're going to click OK. We're going to move B. Smith into the control panel, so we're going to go to Users and go to B. Smith, and we're going to move him to control panel, and we're going to select Yes. Now we're going to go to Tools, and we're going to go to Group Policy Management, expand the forest and expand domains, expand the class2050.com, expand Marshtown, and go to the control panel. We're going to right click, and we're going to create a GPO in this domain and link it to here, and we're going to call it Marshtown Control Panel, and to click OK. And now we're going to right click Marshtown Control Panel, and we're going to go to Edit, and we're going to go to Policies and go to Administrative Templates. We're going to go to Control Panel. We're going to go to Prohibit Access to the Control Panel, and we're going to select Disabled and click OK. We're finishing going over the processing order. Now we're going to go over block adherence and enforce some policies. We're going to go down to Start and go to Administrative Tools. And now we're going to go to Group Policy Management. And to right click Domain Controllers and go to Block Inheritance. You could tell the domain control OU is got an exclamation point on the folder, which means that it is got block adherence enabled. I'm going to go to Start and we're going to go to Administrative Tools and go to Active Directory Users and Computers. Now we're going to create an OU called Administrative Group. So right click class2050.com, go to New, Organizational Unit, and type in Administrative Group. And I'm going to go ahead and type that in. And now we're going to click OK. Now we're going to drag J. Wayne into the Administrative Group. And we're going to click Yes. We're going to right click the Administrative Group. And we're going to go to Block Inheritance. And as you can tell, it has the exclamation point on the Administrative Group. Now we're going to log off and log back on. Now we're going to go to the Greenville OU and right click and go to link to an existing GPO, and we're going to select domain wide group policy, and we're going to click OK. Now since we already have it in the Greenville OU, we're going to delete the domain wide group policy. So right click and go to delete, and we're going to click OK. And now we're going to expand the group policy objects. Now we're going to rename the domain wide group policy to default policy. So we're going to right click domain wide group policy and rename, and we're going to call it default policy and hit enter. As you can tell on the right, Greenville is the OU that it applies to. Going to enforce a policy, we're going to right click default domain policy and we're going to click enforced. And as you can tell, it has a lock, which means it's enforced. We have finished configuring block inheritance and enforcing policies. Now we're going to configure security and the WMI filtering. We're going to go to the Marshtown OU and open up the Marshtown control panel. We're going to go to the details tab. Now we're going to go to the GPO status, and we're going to switch it to user configuration settings disabled, and we're going to click OK. Now the user configuration is disabled. Now we're going to go to the scope tab, and now we're going to go down to security filtering and remove authenticated users. So click it and remove, and click yes. And now we're going to click add, and we're going to add the marketing group. So type in marketing, and we're going to check names and click OK. Now marketing has been added. Going to configure the WMI filters. Going to right click WMI filters, and we're going to go to new. We're going to name an example, and we're going to click add. We're going to enter in the WMI filter. In this case, I've already created one, so I'm just going to copy and paste it. And now that that's done, we're going to click OK. Now as you can tell, it's been added. And to click save. And now we're going to go down to the WIM filtering and go to the example, and we're going to click yes. Now we're going to go to the delegation tab, and we're going to go to the advanced. You can tell marketing has been added. You can tell it has added the permissions read and apply group policy. Now we're going to click OK. We have completed security and creating a WMI filter. I'm going to configure loopback processing. I'm going to go to the group policy management, and now we're going to right click the Marshtown control panel, and we're going to go to edit to go to the computer configuration and open up the policy and open up administrative templates and system, and we're going to go to the group policy. Now we're going to scroll down and go to the user group policy loopback and to select it, and we're going to click enable to make sure the mode is set to replace. And now we're going to click OK. We have completed configuring the processing order and block inheritance and enforcement policies and security and WMI filtering and the loopback processing.